All right. Hello, everybody. This is Justin from SDGC. I am here with Zach. How are you doing, Zach?
Hey everybody. Doing good. Excited to check out the game.
Yeah, so this is the Dreams beta. It has been running for about a month, but it has been NDA'd up until now. So I have not been able to talk about it. I've wanted to talk about it, but just this week, Sony and Media Molecule decided that they lifted the NDA and we can share anything that we want from the beta. So I wanted to kind of go through and show off some of the really cool creations that people have been making in the beta so far. And Zach is going to be joining me. Zach, how much do you know about Dreams so far?
So not a lot about Dreams. I mean, I know it's it's player-driven creation tool that I mostly had heard about, and a lot of people have talked about it. But I think my main point of influence is like maybe the first time they announced it, like probably five years ago now.
It was
feels
straight
like,
up.
at least.
It was straight up 6 years ago. It was at the PS4 reveal event.
Wow.
I mean, I don't think it was announced as Dreams then, but like a lot of the early tech was, and like rendering stuff was shown off then.
Sure.
Because this game's kind of rendered in a strange way. Like it's not using traditional like assets or everything. It uses like little points of data to kind of create like voxel space. It's very cool. But because of that, the file size is actually tiny. Like this entire beta is 1 gigabyte,
Right.
which I think is very, very impressive.
I think it's impressive, and I think it'll become more impressive to people as we kind of jump in.
Yeah.
And see some of the other things that we can check out here.
Yeah. So I'm not going to be doing any of the creation stuff myself tonight. I'm not that great with the tools yet. It's very powerful. I have played with it some, and I can do some cool stuff, but it takes me a long time. So we're just going to focus on the Dream surfing experience, which will allow us to jump between various creations that people in the community have made.
Right.
So I'm just going to start off with this Dreamiverse Dash. This is actually made by Media Molecule, just kind of one of their example levels. And so you'll see I get into the game very quickly. This isn't downloaded on my PS4. This is actually just, it's this quick to stream the level data for each level. It's extremely cool. And that was one of the big issues, I think, with Little Big Planet, was how long it would take to get into some of these levels. And it's seamless and instant in Dreams, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Like, it reminds me of several years ago people would somewhat understandably joke about how the cloud was like a buzzword, but this really feels like one of the applications of it. I mean, can you consider this cloud? Is that technically what this is?
I'm not even sure. It's doing a lot of very unique things technically and rendering wise.
Right.
I think it's just very, very clever technology behind it. Which coming from a tiny team like,
is even good too.
Yeah, I'm playing on a PlayStation 4 Pro, and there are actually two modes. There is a resolution mode and a frame rate mode. I am using the frame rate mode. Yay. Yeah, so the frame rate is still pretty variable. It's dependent on what, people have made. But there are, plenty of levels that can actually hit 60 FPS, which is really cool. And, this imp here is motion controlled, and I always think that feels a lot better with higher frame rates.
So question for you. Can a creator set a frame rate cap on their game? Or does the game just smartly adapt it?
I think it's just adapted on the fly.
Okay.
Yeah, obviously, like, it defaults to the resolution mode. I changed it to the frame rate mode. So,
Gotcha.
in the resolution mode, I really haven't seen any hiccups with the frame rate. It's pretty steady at 30 FPS. So let's just start jumping between some stuff. How's that sound, Zach?
Yeah, that sounds good. I want to see more of this kind of instant streaming of levels.
Yeah. So these are just two of the examples from. These are some of the examples from Media Molecule. We're going to get into stuff that's actually been made by creators just in this beta period. So from now on, everything you see is user-created content. I am playing this already. That's how quick. Wild. That's how quick this is, which is super, super cool. Oh yeah. This you can actually go into first-person view in this truck.
Oh god, yeah, that's cool.
It doesn't work all that well, but like Little Big Planet, which was much more stringent. Like there's a lot of variables you can change in Dreams.
Sure. Now, I know we're not going to get to the creation part of it, but I know you've messed around in it a little bit, so I just want to ask one question. Is there, when you're building a space, is there like a limit on the assets you can use in a certain area?
There kind of is. It's not quite the same as Little Big Planet did, where there was the thermometer and you couldn't go past a certain point. I think partially because of how this is rendered, it can handle a lot of stuff. Yeah. You'll kind of get a warning, about performance and stuff if it gets too bad, but you can also set up like doors between areas very easily, and because you can seamlessly move between those, it's kind of like a good solution for it. You'll see that actually in this creation. We've actually already moved through one area into a second one.
The snow.
And we'll do that a few more times.
Yeah,
but yeah,
it seems like a really powerful tool.
It's like this is like an actual game engine, not just like a traditional like user-created tools kind of thing. Like you have a lot of control over physics, controls, camera, HUD, basically anything.
Yeah, it's wild. Yeah, this is really interesting, the way this is built.
And again, like, this is a beta, so the tools and stuff aren't even final yet. They're still adding some stuff. There's a bunch of features that have not been activated yet. They're actually even going to have support for VR, which is very cool.
Wow, yeah.
I'm curious as to how that'll work, because performance is very different in VR than just playing normally, so I'm interested to see how that pans out, but that's also very neat.
So, we've seen some platforming, and we're seeing this racing stuff, but this racing game is pretty striking.
Yeah, this is like an action-adventure racing game. It's pretty neat.
Yeah. But you've seen things like shooters and stuff being made.
Yeah,
within the beta too, right?
Yeah, I'll hop into like an FPS or something after this. Like, and that's I think also part of the craziness with how seamless stuff is. Like, you can just go between entirely different genres and art styles in seconds.
Huh. Interesting imagery here to end this one.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting ending. This is one I thought was very cool, so... I've already given it a thumbs up. And just click continue. And... let's check out Prometheus, which is an FPS.
Sure.
And we are in it.
Yeah, that's wild. So is all of the aiming done with the analog sticks, or
so
control it using
right now I have it set for dual analogs. And like this, like there's also full ADS. There's
Justin?
yeah, I can hear you. And if I actually hit down on the D-pad, it activates the gyro aiming. So I can use dual analog sticks and gyro aiming, which is a thing that a lot of I don't think any AAA FPSs are actually even doing, even though the PS4 supports it. Some are doing it on the Switch, but not much on PS4. But yeah, this creator actually implemented that, which is cool.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
Yeah, like having that many options for, I think, the controls is really, really neat, and I think is going to open a lot of doors for various creators to do some really neat stuff.
Right. Right. Well, one thing I'm interested to see how this game evolves as a platform is, like one thing I can really appreciate about a game like Mario Maker is that it gives everyone the same set of tools and then has them work within a perimeter, which is like here it's much more broad. But like I would love to see them standardize, shooter controls or racing controls, and then have people. I'm just fascinated to see how this tool really evolves. It's got a lot of promise.
That's one thing I'm really excited about seeing once it goes live, and now actually that the beta NDA has been lifted, now people can actually make like tutorials and like recommendations and stuff. So now you can kind of like, I don't want to quite say crowdsource, but like you can learn from other people instead of just everybody was kind of out on their own before this NDA got lifted. So yeah, this is just kind of like even the developer said this is just kind of a work in progress test thing, but
yeah,
again, really neat. Like this is one of the first things I played when I tried it out.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, it's just fascinating to think that this was, I don't know. I'm just impressed. The sheer scope of the game alone is impressive.
So this next one is this guy X Disarmed Pro X has done a bunch of really, really cool ones. I think I'm probably going to actually show a few of his tonight.
Okay.
They're like really experimenting with what you can do with kind of realistic visuals. So this one is more of just testing out the visual side more so than gameplay, but it's really neat. So Media Molecule has been doing like weekly like kind of game jam challenges, and this is the winner of the robot one.
Gotcha.
So yeah, this guy kind of tends to and see like this is actually probably a good example of how you can customize the HUD and controls and stuff.
Yeah. Well, and I'm just impressed because so far everything we have seen has kind of had a low poly, cartoonish look, and then here this is like, I mean, I wouldn't go as far as to say like photorealistic, but it looks pretty damn good.
Yeah, like you can see a little bit of the kind of like way things are built when you look closely, but you can get some really neat stuff with the art design, and like this guy kind of specializes in this like grayscale kind of look, which makes stuff look really, really realistic, especially with some of the effects and stuff that are, in this system.
Yeah.
Like, the animation and mobility of this robot is also very cool. Like, a lot of other games just have, pretty basic, like, human puppet kind of thing. But this thing actually moves and controls very differently, and it feels good.
Yeah, well, I noticed when you fell and took some impact there, the way the legs bent in and everything, like it looked like they were crafted animation and crafted physics, which I mean either is a trick in the creators, to the creators' credit, or I mean it just goes to show how powerful this system is. I'm fascinated. Like it's great to see them, but I'm also really looking forward to watching you check out how these are actually made.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get something together in the next few days. It'll be probably more of an edited thing, because like I said, even if I get better at it, I'm not fast at it. So, but yeah, no, it's just very cool, and like you can sculpt items and characters and stuff, and you can even use the move controllers to do that and stuff. Just some really, really cool options.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And so Justin, you and I have talked a little bit before, but can you kind of show people how you can use custom audio and stuff like that to really, I don't know, like, I guess I just want to see an audio showcase if there's something like that.
All right. Well, there's a couple, but this one is actually really impressive. It's called Fret Star, and it's Guitar Hero. I'm really bad at it. The songs are pretty hard that they have in here. So I'm just saying that ahead of time, but it's really cool that it works.
And are they real songs?
No, these are, I believe they are custom songs for...
Very cool.
Oh, they added a no-fail mode since the last time I tried. I'm going to do that. Oh, yeah, that's the other thing. You can put in full options menus in these games.
Yeah, that's fascinating.
Like... You're not just beholden to, you know, however it defaults. No. Like, this actually has multiple control options. You can turn on and off rumble. There's the no fail mode. You can customize how the buttons appear. Just really cool stuff.
Yeah. And, well, and that guy said no fail mode gets rid of the leaderboard, which also suggests a degree of control. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So actually, I guess these ones are real songs.
Okay.
But there's actually a very advanced music generator for this. It's extremely cool. I've heard a couple people say it rivals some like pro equipment.
Well, the one thing that I find so fascinating about this is you know, with the ability to load in custom tracks, just as an aside, I'm fascinated to see the legality of things like that and like how Media Molecule will have to respond to that. Because I'm sure, you know, if I'm a music creator and somebody's importing my music, I'm interested to see how they will react to Media Molecule's probably laid back approach.
I'm real off right now.
Oh yeah, I mean it looks like it's hard to keep up with. How does it feel to play in terms of input and stuff like that? It still feel pretty okay?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's responsive. Like, it runs really well, especially in the frame rate mode.
Sure.
This is just the kind of thing that doesn't play all that well with a handheld controller.
Right.
You kind of got to have that special controller, but...
Right. And would this be playable with a Guitar Hero controller if you had one, or a Rock Band controller?
I have no idea. I don't have one handy to try.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I wonder, you know, in the future, like, if they would be able to animate backgrounds like you would see in those other games. Like, this is a very simplistic design, which is, I mean, like, listen, it's a beta, so I guess I get it, right? Now, Justin, do you know, does this game have a release window yet?
2019 is all that they have said.
Okay.
So it is coming out sometime this year.
Right.
But we do not know the exact window. It kind of sounds like... Here, I'm just going to back out just because this is kind of loud while I'm trying to talk. Sure. It sounds like, you know, they're really trying to take a lot of feedback from the beta very seriously. And, you know, I think it kind of sounds like the biggest thing so far was trying to make the tools accessible and easy to use.
Right.
As well as how powerful they are. which is a very difficult. Like it's like people are like, oh, why was this game taking so long? And then you play it and you're like, oh, that's why.
Yeah, like when I watch it, it's like, wow, this game looks ready. But then I think about it, and like you're absolutely right, where it's like, if the tutorials aren't right, if it doesn't cater to creators right away, they'll kill their game. People will bounce right off of it.
And so far, they're definitely on the right track. The tutorials are really cool. Like they're actually a picture-in-picture video, and they're kind of tutorialized almost like gameplay. So they're very fun and very accessible, and they have just enough stuff so you feel like you learned something with each step, but it's not. I mean, there's a lot of them, so it's kind of overwhelming in that sense. But like each individual piece doesn't feel overwhelming. It's really cool. They're definitely on the right track, and like I've been talking about, like the technical side and the server side has been excellent. In my experience, which is awesome, especially considering Media Molecule is not a large team. They're probably one of the smallest studios that among any of the first parties platform holders. So,
sure.
Let's see. Let's do Moon Raiders. This is a Media Molecule one, but again, it's a very cool demonstration of different kind of visuals and play style. And again, this one has a full, it has an option menu. You can choose inverted or not.
Very cool.
Yeah, so you can go in first person. I got shot down. I'm not good at this one, but it's cool.
See, and I'm just over here watching this be played and thinking, man, I really hope somebody makes a really cool Star Fox rip. Like,
I'm sure they will.
Yeah. Well, and with the ability to import tracks and stuff, I mean, that'd be incredible.
I'm really curious. Yeah, back to the curation segment. I think one thing that Media Molecule does have experience with the kind of like, content. I'm gonna like it. Content creation and moderation stuff from Little Big Planet. So I imagine a lot of that is going to expand here. But people have actually been pretty good. I assume it's probably part of the curation is in action for the beta, because I haven't, like, I've seen stuff like this Kokiri Forest, which is, a Zelda thing, but it's, like a tribute level. And they kind of recreated the music on their own, which I think is fine. There's obviously PT, which I'll pop into that because you can get PT back now if you buy Dreams. And this actually has the original audio for like the footsteps and the radio and everything.
It's so cool.
And like this is full positional audio and stuff too. Like it feels like, a professional like audio designer has placed where the rain and radio and stuff is. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's fascinating. And again, like when you get really close to the walls, you can see that it's similar assets as some of the other levels. But like for the most part, it does a really good job of tricking you into thinking like you can get away with a degree of realistic visuals. Yeah.
I'm not going to do all of PT because it's just walking down, the halls. And I don't think everything is implemented yet. They've been constantly updating this. Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, this is just exciting to me as somebody who missed PT a couple years ago.
Yeah. And as somebody who went crazy for PT a couple years ago, this is another Media Molecule one. I think it's really funny. It's called Please Hug Me.
Are they all avoiding you?
Yeah, they're all committing suicide instead of giving me a hug.
Oof. Okay.
They're all just jumping off.
I like your Super Meat Boy
Yeah.
aesthetic. Yeah, I'm interested to see how long creators can make their games, right? Like could you potentially make a game that is a remake of Star Fox level? It's like, is that kind of
Yeah.
versatility really here?
So this Slayer Scrolls RPG is pretty long. This one actually has like a full dialogue system.
Oh wow, that's very cool. So basically, Media Molecule has just gone and made a hyper-accessible engine.
Basically, essentially, yeah. And there is going to be a full single-player mode that goes with this. And like they did with Little Big Planet, everything in the single-player mode is fully created within the Dreams creator. They're not using any additional developer tools.
Nice.
They're using the same tools that everybody else has.
Very cool. And I wonder how. Yeah, I'm just super blown away by the amount of stuff you can get away with in this game.
Yeah, like, I mean, there's some things that you have to cheat, but I'm almost wondering if that's just because it's early. Like, so this is the guy we gotta take out. He's just chilling right here.
Sure.
But I can't take out my sword, because that'll cause trouble.
So this is basically Hitman meets Elder Scrolls, right? Like you have to find a stealthful way to take him down. Okay.
Oh, he's leaving?
Oh, okay. Take his drink. Something deadly. Okay.
Sludge should do it.
Yeah, Sludge will do it. Yep.
And there he goes.
Quite the animation there. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so this is like the first episode in this. There's actually a bunch of little episodes within this thing, and all of them have, this little dialogue system and stuff. It's really, really cool.
That's pretty cool. And so, do you know if there's a way for creators, you're talking about these multiple episodes, do they all link them within the same menu, or how does that work?
Basically, like, they're all linked together as like edits on the same creation. So, you can have it actually save people's progress.
Oh, that's so cool.
So, like, you could leave, like, I could leave this, and I could even, I'm not sure if it's supported in this one, but also, like, this is a beautiful little environment, like,
yeah. Yeah, we're really seeing people already, like, figure out how to get away with a lot with this engine. Yeah, it's really
like,
neat.
like, the snow here is really cool. Yeah, so, like, you can even let people save progress and stuff. It's really, really neat. I like the music in this stage, too. I think it might be some of the, like, pre-made stuff, but it's good.
Sure.
I want to get in a few more creations.
Yeah,
I mean, this one's
absolutely.
very cool, and we could probably go for a while. But
Yeah.
I want to just show off as much stuff as I can during the time that we
Absolutely.
have.
Wait. Can you show me this PlayStation Home one really quick?
Okay. Yeah, they actually. This one's slow going, but it's pretty much okay. It actually saved my space where I was the last time, so this actually shows off the save feature.
Okay.
I was playing here in this bowling alley, and yeah, it saved my progress.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to check it. Kind of just look at it. This is wild.
Okay, set up pins. This bowling game's kind of tough.
Yeah, it looks like it. God, just seeing these makes me think of like all the cool stuff that people are gonna do with it. Like, I just want to see people remake Super Mario Bros. Levels. Like,
Here, let me go find that one.
okay, of course it exists. Of course.
I've played that one already. Yeah, let me actually head out into the areas because they pretty faithfully recreated the actual central plaza of PlayStation Home. Also, the load times are a million times faster going between areas in this than they were in the actual PlayStation Home. But yeah, this is a work in progress. They are actually working on, getting full video screens going and multiplayer and stuff.
Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah,
And
I'm really looking forward to the multiplayer stuff in this game.
yeah, I have seen a bunch that at least support, split screen or like, single TV, split screen stuff. Like there's one that was like a really cool like party game thing for 2 players, which was really neat.
So Julian in the chat asks, well, he just mentioned that they can do multiplayer. How do you know any of the details around that? Like, can you and I, for example, play a game together when the full game is out?
I'm not sure the extent of it. I know you can at least do, 2 players on the same TV.
Locally.
Locally, I don't know if you can do. Oh yeah, you wanted to check out Mario? Let's go.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, it's so cool.
And one thing that people complained about with Little Big Planet was like the physics were very floaty, and this is still not exactly the same, but you have a lot more control over the physics and stuff, and it feels a lot closer to Mario than anything like Little Big Planet ever did.
Yeah. Well, and so in theory, do players have control over things like the physics?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. Wow. So I don't have any audio on here. Does it have the original track in there?
I think they recreated it, but yeah.
Okay.
So yeah,
that's pretty cool.
And here's another one from this Disarmed Pro X guy. There's actually one more I want to show from him after this. This one is just a visual benchmark. You can do like little cutscenes and like also just like little art things. You don't have to just create games, which is really cool. So this is just like a little cutscene, and like you can see, there's high quality depth of field, good lighting, reflections. So this is just somebody seeing what they could do, trying to make realistic visuals in this engine.
Yeah.
Dust particles in the air, like really cool stuff. Like you've got different materials and everything.
Yeah. Well, the one thing that I was worried about when I see some of this stuff is I worried that this engine would be prone to aliasing and that sort of thing, but honestly, it looks good. And those soft edges on the material really help, too.
Yeah. I think it's just because it's the way it's rendered, like with... it's not using traditional, like, pixels and polygons for the most part, so that probably helps a lot with aliasing. and stuff. Like, it's really so yeah, that's just this. It's just cinematic camera on it. But again, like, I really like how they're not limiting, being like, oh, you can't upload this. This isn't a game, kind of thing. So this is another one from that same creator. I'm probably gonna stop it once the monster comes because it's really hard.
Okay.
But again, like, this is kind of their cool visual style, like, actually, and this is probably the most complete game they have so far in their
Yeah.
Oh, it saved my progress and the monster's here.
Oh no.
I kind of wanted to walk around and show you the visuals a little bit, but I'm out of ammo and the monster's coming. I'm gonna die real soon. I wonder if I can just start over. Rewind.
Yeah.
Oh, I think this just takes me back to the beginning of where I was.
Yeah, I mean, like, building a game like Super Hot, right, would probably be perfect for an engine like this.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, but like this,
the way
like,
the gateways handle.
like, it's really impressive. Like, you know, that we get these pretty detailed environments with, like, really high quality effects and stuff on them. Oh, is it gonna break through this wall?
Sure seems like it.
Oh, no, it's gonna come from over here.
Oh, that's very funny.
That's actually real clever. That's actually real clever.
Yeah.
Okay, I died.
You think that it's gonna come from nowhere? Yeah.
Unfortunately, I wanted to show off walking through that environment more, but I'm very bad at avoiding this monster. I think let's get a couple more, and then there's one that I want to show as the last one that I think is probably my personal favorite, that has been in that I've seen in the beta so far. There's a couple that I'm looking for, so I'm just kind of glancing through. Grape Escape. Grape Escape is a fun one. I can get through this one. I really like the music in this one, and I like the character is just this set of grapes.
Hell yeah. Love it.
Really funky soundtrack. Kind of a surrealist platformer. It's pretty fun. Like, the levels are a good size. And they do have a little hint thing if you need it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and, like, the visuals are really nice.
Yeah.
So I gotta cross this road.
Frogger style, okay. It's just really... Okay, alright. I made it. Fine. Yeah, I mean, like, it's just a pleasing thing to look at for the most part.
Yeah, like, I know you don't have audio, but again, I really like the soundtrack on this one.
Sure.
It's a nice funky bass line.
Just the way they've made that stem wobble while you walk is enough for me to be sold on this as a thing. Something about the size and scale of this, I don't know if you ever played it, but it reminds me of the Toy Story game that I had on the Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sense of scale here is great.
That jump's kind of tough. I might have to try it a few times.
Tough. Yeah. I wonder how long a creation like this would take someone.
I'm not sure. It would take me a while. Oh, there we go. I got it second try.
Nice. Yeah, there you go.
I'm hoping I can debut the level I'm working on before the beta is over in the next week or so.
Is that when the beta ends in a couple weeks?
Yeah. It stars Saki.
Nice. Okay.
I was kind of inspired by this. I'm not gonna lie.
It's hard not to be. This game is fucking rad. I'm here for it. Yeah, the sense of scale here is really good.
And just wait, because things are gonna get wild in a sec. We're in goddamn space.
Is this a car?
No.
What the fuck?
This is a spaceship.
Wow, the Mario Odyssey, or I'm sorry, the Mario Galaxy sequel is looking weird, you guys.
we got to get back to the Grapes' home planet. And Earth is over there.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Great Planet's over here. We got to get back to Great Planet.
Of course, it's purple. Of course, it's purple. Yeah. Great Planet. So cool. Yeah, this game has so much goddamn potential. And I think, understandably, I think it's been a hard game to pitch, and I think for that reason, a lot of people have kind of slept on it.
And check out, I love the look of this planet, by the way. It actually looks really alien.
Yeah.
We got that funky bass back.
And is this one made by Media Molecule?
No, this is a creator game.
Okay. Yeah, this is very good.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, he's back with his great family. Yeah.
Oh, I love this. So they all come out.
Yeah. So that's Grape Escape. That's one. That's that's one of my favorites. I got a couple more I want to show real quick. I don't want to go too long with this. Sorry, I'm just trying to glance through some of these real quick.
No.
I've played a lot of these because I've really been impressed by this whole thing.
Jump Souls.
Jump Souls. I'll show you Jump Souls. It's kind of this one's bonkers.
Yeah,
I don't know if you heard that, but it's
No.
the sounds are pretty crazy in this. Oh, and that little Made in Dreams beta thing, I don't know if you've noticed, but you can actually customize what that looks like. So even though you have to have that on, like all these beta creations, you can kind of make it look, you can make it look like, fitting for your game. It's really hard.
Yeah, it looks really hard.
They specifically said that this is the Dark Souls of jumping in the description.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because that's video games in 2019, is everything just like Dark Souls.
Alright, I'm not doing any more of this one. Sorry, I get frustrated with this one really quick, and I can't really get past that.
It's okay. It's okay. It's cool.
Shifting Islands, this is also a very, very well-made platformer. Yeah, again, I'm already in this, and, it's pretty good-sized world.
It's so cool how fast it loads. I like this cool, this is the son of Rayman and Kirby, obviously.
Yeah,
right?
It's the offspring of Rayman and Kirby, yeah. And this one actually has kind of a neat thing. So the little diamonds that you collect, at various points within the stage, you can actually purchase like a character customization.
Oh, that's very cool.
So instead of just having these be just little nothings that you pick up, you so I'm going to grab the top hat, of course.
Yeah, sure.
And it's instantly on the character.
Yeah, that's so neat. Cool.
So this one's really hard because every time you jump, these blocks change.
Oh, that's really cool.
And I'm horrible at platforming stages like this. They were in Mario 3D Land and stuff, and I'm really bad at timing it out. So I'll show you a bit, but again, this is just one I'm bad at. And I don't think it's any fault of the designer or creators. I'm just bad. There we go.
Yeah, this is really, really neat.
This is one that I really like the visuals of, too. Like, it's still very much, you know, the Dream style, but, like, it's very vibrant and pleasing.
Yeah, like, this is clearly... Yeah, right. Like, I'm just super impressed with,
Oh,
how
I missed it.
this is.
Yeah, and, like... And I think probably part of the reason that I think this will be successful is also the, just the speed that you can get through everything. Like... Being able to see this much vastly different stuff in such a small amount of time is just super cool. All right. Which of these are we going to get?
Ooh.
Let's go Rainbow.
I like that. Yeah, sure.
Let's go Rainbow. Yeah. Yeah.
Hell yeah. I'm here for it. Oh, so now, yeah, I love this. So like, I don't know why I wasn't expecting it, but like to me, I'm just surprised by the amount of, I don't know, like.
I died.
Both impressed.
This is the part where I'm bad. This part I'm particularly bad at, because you have to time like which one it is, and yeah.
Sure. I'm both impressed by people's talents at building these things, and then also just the power. I don't know. I just feel like I've been really underestimating what they could get away with this.
Yeah, there was obviously a lot of skepticism around this project and stuff that they were saying, because over the past few years, you know, marketing has been kind of you know, quiet. It's mostly just been some streams every now and then from Media Molecule. So people were just like, okay, this is what the people that made this and our professional developers can do. What can, you know, people actually do? And so far, we've already seen some really cool stuff. I think I'm going to do two more before we get going.
Sure.
I'm going to show off this third-person shooter, and then I'm going to show off...
Okay.
I'm going to show off one that I think is really creative and really cool.
So, this is probably obvious. Do any of these creations actually carry over to the final game?
Yes, all of them are going to carry over.
That's really cool.
So, yeah. That's kind of also part of the nice thing about the... oh, whoops. All right.
So part of the beta is Media Molecule is also going to say, hey, first day players, here's a pool of games that are probably really good because people, you know, built them.
Yeah.
Over
so yeah,
weeks.
Anything that you do work on in this beta is going to carry over, and I assume it'll get them started with some of their curation stuff.
Sure.
But again, like, this is pretty basic, but like still really cool.
I mean, it's a good proof of concept.
Yeah. Like So like, there's actually a good number of the stuff that people have been showing is like stuff that they're kind of like looking for collaborators for to finish up in the final game, because that's kind of one of the neat things about, you know, how these tools are is like, hey, if somebody's good with animation, they can do animation. Somebody good with modeling can do modeling. You know, somebody can do music, like, and they have it set up so that you can actually share creations and like let people remix them. and edit them. Like, so on top of just, you know, the basic creations, like, you can even have people playing with, you know, what you make
Sure.
to build something else, too. Like, there's a whole lot of potential for, like, just almost like a social media platform on top of the creation and playing stuff, which I think is super neat.
Well, and, like, to me, when I watch this, right, like, one of the things that it reminds me of is, like,
See, this
like...
also has multiple visual modes. I'm in the real mode now instead of the retro mode.
Sure. Well, and one of the things that this reminds me of is, like, it reminds me of something that... Okay. Oh, yeah, with, the big blush like that.
Yeah.
It reminds me, like, this would be a really cool way for developers to make proof of concept for their games. Like, it feels like you could build, you know, a rough idea of it in here. Like, it's really cool.
And that's kind of one of the things that I think is most exciting. Like, this is going to open doors for a lot of people to actually practice real game design, as well as giving them a platform for showing it to other people.
Sure.
Which I think is really awesome. And if this catches on, like, I think it's going to be huge on Twitch and YouTube and stuff, as well as just for playing it. And as somebody who isn't particularly great with the creation tools, I do want to get into them. And like I said, I'm hoping I can put something together to show, you know, some of our viewers before this beta is done. But again, the seamlessness of going between stuff, the way, you know, how good the search and stuff is, makes it really easy to be somebody like me that's like, hey, I just want to play a bunch of stuff.
Right.
And maybe be like a curator among the Dreams community, which is really cool. It doesn't feel so limited to just creators anymore, like Little Big Planet did at times, which is really, really cool. But so next up is called A Little Place in Outer Space. And this is probably my favorite creation that I've seen in the beta so far. It's really neat. I'm just going to jump in and show it to you, because it's gorgeous, too. I think it's really pretty. So,
yeah, it's watercolor aesthetic.
Yeah. So we're just collecting these little balls, and when we hit those little star points, we get an upgrade.
Okay.
However, it's a very Little Prince style
oh, wow, yeah.
planet.
I noticed before we jumped in, it did give a warning about motion sickness, and I was like, yeah, we'll see. And then I'm like, okay, yep, I can absolutely see how this could cause motion sickness. Yeah, it's really cool, though.
We're going to get there.
Yeah.
We're going to need the first upgrade before that really comes in. But
sure.
So this one's really cool because, like, there's different biomes and stuff on this planet. Like, this tiny little like Little Prince style planet. And so you go through these areas and you're searching for these little bubbles that are kind of hidden among, you know, some of the landmarks and stuff.
Sure. Sure.
Wait, did we get that one? No, we did not. There we go.
So again, just to reiterate, VR support isn't here yet, but it's coming, right?
Yeah, it's not in the beta. It is going to be supported, though.
Very cool. Do we know the full extent of that in terms of, like, will any game be able to be played in VR?
Probably not any. I'm guessing if you're making a VR creation, they're going to have something more akin to the thermometer from Little Big Planet, where you can't, because anything less than 60 FPS was Vomit City.
Yeah, true.
So, and I love this little area with the street light and the fireflies.
Yeah, it's really nice.
So, like, as we move around this planet, you know, the sun comes up and goes down. Different environments and stuff, but we've almost got the first upgrade, which will let me show you some of the other cool parts. All right, so we got the jetpack now. Now we can fly.
Oh, God. Okay.
So, and, here's this little, this telescope we can look through. But I want to show up. So I'm going to kind of ignore the actual goal right now, because I want to show you something really cool. We're going to fly, and we're going to accelerate. and we are
Oh boy.
actually in the gravitational rotation of the planet, and we
so
are
cool.
orbiting it, and gaining speed and stuff as we go. But that's not all. We can break orbit, and we can go into space.
Whoa, and the game adapts to it, right? Like how it gets dark like that? That's fascinating.
Yep. And, like, you guys
Holy
can't
shit.
tell, but I can actually feel a difference in the controls, like, being out of the orbit of the planet. And, yeah, I can fly
That's
around.
incredible.
I can fly around in space. And, again, this is a creator level. This is not a Media Molecule level.
Sure.
And I'm going to go back down onto our little place.
So cool.
Yeah, so, like I said, this is probably my favorite that I've seen in the beta. It's really, really impressive work.
Yeah, but the adaptive sky alone is enough to, like, blow me away to this creator level.
So I wanted to end on this one because I really wanted to showcase it. I think it's really, really cool. And it's a combination of, it's a creative, fun little game, but, like, what they've already done with it is fascinating. And again, this is just the beta. And I think we're going to see some awesome stuff in the future. And I'm super glad that they're letting us talk about it, because within 20 minutes of booting up this beta, my jaw was on the floor. Like,
it's wild. Justin, before we close this game and wrap up the stream, can you get to the moon? Is that possible in this
let
little area?
me try.
Okay, I'm just interested to see if we can get away with it.
Let me try. Actually, I believe there's stuff on the moon, if I can get there.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm stuck in orbit.
Yeah,
I gotta...
stuck in the orbit. God, the way the sky adapts like that is so fucking cool.
Oh, whoops, Okay, there we go. I was almost going too far out.
Yeah, almost too far. Yeah, even the sense of momentum here is really great.
Yeah. And we're
Holy
on the
shit.
moon. We are on
so
the
neat.
moon.
Yeah, I love this texture. Like everything almost looks fuzzy. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I
love it.
believe they nicknamed this the bubble bath engine. I think that's what it's.
Yeah, I think I've heard that.
I think that's what it's called, which is a very accurate term and also adorable.
Which really checks out for Media Molecule's whole aesthetic. Yeah.
Yeah. So
so neat.
I think this is a good place to kind of leave off for this stream. So we've spent about an hour in Dreams, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, because I think this game is really, really cool. I really hope people pay attention to it when it comes out. But it is extremely impressive. And as somebody that's a big fan of Media Molecule, I really hope this game catches on, because I think it has a ton of potential. Thank you for joining me, Zach. Are there any other questions that you might have, or anybody in chat might have before we get going?
The last thing, no, there are a couple people talking about just liking the art style. But one thing is, I know you've talked about coming back to this with some of your own creations.
Yes. I'm gonna try.
We should do that sooner than later if we can.
Yes, I'm gonna try to get that stuff done in the next few days. I think that'll probably be posted as. I'm going to try to do, like, kind of a how things progress as I go on video, but
Cool.
I might, just for fun, stream the actual level when I have it done.
That sounds cool to me.
I'm just going to say it's probably going to be pretty basic. I'm not particularly good with this sort of thing. I don't have much experience with it, but Saki is involved. And
so we've got that to look forward to.
So yeah, I'm hoping we can show it off, but yeah. So if there's no other questions, I think we're gonna get going.
Okay, cool.
All right, thanks everybody for joining me, and have a great night.
Thanks.
Night.